say is, like, everyone knows that E.T. is just a huge blockbuster. It's still one of the top 5 films of all time. It's one of those movies like Star Wars and Steven Spielberg's own Jaws before it that has become more than just a movie. It's kind of like a force of nature. It's such a pop culture phenomenon. And because of that, it's become more than its cinematic, origins to become this weird, intangible thing that has impacted pretty much every aspect of popular culture in a lot of ways you may not have realized. So what I'm going to do tonight is, for better and worse, introduce you to some of the ways that E.T. has gone from being a movie to so much more. And things are going to get weird. So I'm just going to tell you that. But let's begin at the beginning here, if my slide wants to advance. Hey, okay, so on June 11th, 1982, Steven Spielberg's E.T. is released in theaters in North America. It pretty much immediately becomes a global smash. To date, it's grossed $792 million. That's including the 2002 re-release. Over the years, it's been described as everything from an allegory about divorce to a modern retelling of the Christ story. So, yeah. So a lot of people got theses in the 1980s for working on that bullshit premise, but whatever. I do want to state something that Matt alluded to in the introduction. I think E.T. is creepy as fuck. He terrifies me. Carlo Rambaldi, who's the person who designed E.T., I think really tapped into something primal. It was supposed to be like loving and charming and caring, and I understand that the majority of the people feel that way about E.T. I think it is, E.T. scares the hell out of me. I do not like the look of E.T. I feel it's very off-putting. I'm not the biggest fan of E.T. the movie itself. I think it's a fine film. When I was a kid, I was super into the E.T. film. But as I got older, I'm like, it's kind of a threadbare story. Don't at me, as they say on the internet. But the thing that I am still obsessed with is, I think E.T. as a pop culture phenomenon is way more interesting than the movie itself. So, I'm assuming everyone here knows what the movie's about. Does anyone not? Okay, good, because if you didn't know what the movie was about, you'd be shit out of luck, because I have no interest in retelling the story of E.T. This is all about E.T. weirdness. Yeah, so here's Dead E.T., which, the only good E.T. is a dead E.T. Yeah, this scene really, really did a number on me when I was 8. But, obviously E.T., because some people think he's cute and cuddly, he became a merchandising juggernaut. But the odd thing about E.T. is, and I was really surprised to learn this, is a lot of his merchandise didn't sell too well. And it was like, it was available at KB stores, like discounted and remaindered and everything, because for whatever reason, after people bought the dolls and everything, like, there's not much play value to it other than just go E.T., E.T., E.T. And, like, there's not too much to do with it. And then there's the matter of this monstrosity. This is the infamous Atari 2600 E.T. game. This game pretty much killed Atari, and it's noted as being, like, the big kind of bomb that set in motion the death knell of the first video game era. It wasn't really anyone's fault. They only had 5.5 weeks to design this game because there was another game that was almost a variant of Pac-Man that was under construction, and Spielberg didn't like it, and he said to toss it out. So this other game came out with 5.5 weeks. It is a playable game, although you will be stuck in those motherfucking pits for eternity when you play that game. Anyone who played this game in 1980s spent the majority of their time playing it, falling down the damn pit, trying to get up. I did not solve it. There are some savants out there who solved this game, like the Raiders of the Lost Ark game, which can also go fuck itself in like 5 seconds. I could never play this. I didn't have the hand-eye coordination, whatever. So the urban legend over the years was that so many copies of this were unsold because word spread like wildfire how terrible it was that the unsold copies were buried in a landfill. That is true. There's a whole documentary about it. That is a still from the documentary. It is called Atari Game Over. It is available on Netflix. You can watch it and see, like, they dug it up. Like, it's going to be like Poltergeist. The ghosts of shitty video games are going to haunt everyone. I don't know why they did it. So, that game wasn't the only piece of merchandise. We have other pieces of merchandise as well. So here we have an E.T. candle that you can melt and watch his soul leave his body. Cross-dressing E.T., which is amazing. The E.T. This is the E.T. Halloween costume, which, again, you don't think E.T. is terrifying? Look at that face. I don't know what's going on here. This is an E.T. doll with a probe. I guess aliens have been anal probing us forever. This is payback. This is a bootleg punching E.T. from Mexico. There's some amazing bootleg E.T. merchandise out there. I touch upon a little bit about it in this talk, but if I were to go fully into the E.T. weirdness here, we'd be here for 3.5 weeks. And here's some of the more normal stuff, like Hallmark, stickers and dishware, and there's another copy of that goddamn game. Cards from the E.T. trading game. So that's a lot of fun. So if any of you had mothers or grandmothers or uncles or fathers who were into doing ceramics, you probably got some of this crapola. This is a bong, by the way. Which, I guess if you're going to be high, E.T.'s not as scary. I love this. I just love that creepiness. I will admit that I have a friend of mine knows how terrified I am about E.T., and he's a toy collector. So every time I turn around, he's giving me more E.T. products. So I have like 5 or 6 ceramic E.T.s in my basement at this point. Okay, so we're talking about ceramics, and we're talking about terror, and that brings us to this. This was custom done. I forget the artist's name. This is actually in a museum in London, I believe. This E.T. terror mask. So, yeah, good luck with that. So now I want to talk a little bit about some actual E.T. products that I think are kind of cool, in a weird way. I love this E.T. pal. He's 3 feet high. He's an inflatable E.T., and it says, "Your gentle extraterrestrial friend is ready to play. Sturdy sand-weighted bottom bounces right back and forth." So basically, he's a punching bag. So you can get out your aggressions and punch E.T. I would love to punch the shit out of E.T. I try to buy one of these. They're like $80, $90 on eBay. I'll just go to therapy instead. The most notorious piece of E.T. merchandising is the E.T. finger light. Yeah! What does that look like? Hey, look, everybody. It's 8-year-old Chris Cummins with his E.T. finger light. He's loving it. Yeah. That's good times right there. Yeah. Okay. So, there was never a theatrical sequel to E.T., but Steven Spielberg did toy with the idea of it, and instead he decided not to, and he made a book about it instead. He licensed the book out to William Kotzlinkel, who wrote the novelization to E.T. and had great success. I'm a big fan of movie novelizations and that kind of stuff, because that's a whole other kettle of fish. But this book, E.T., it's called The Book of the Green Planet, and it's about E.T. trying to get back to Earth. And he does it with his friends. He's teamed up throughout the book with his friends, who are named Micron, Electron, Occulta, and Sinestro. And basically, he lives in, his home planet that he wanted to get back to so badly is, this bullshit Orwellian nightmare. And all he does the whole time is pine for hanging out with Elliot. Meanwhile, on Earth, Elliot is growing up and discovering girls, and E.T.'s not having it. E.T. acts, in this book, E.T. acts like a jilted lover and an intergalactic cockblocker. So it's kind of worth reading just for that. But this wasn't the most interesting book about E.T. That honor goes to Letters to E.T. Because the human race are morons, a bunch of people wrote letters to E.T. as if E.T. was a real person. And Steven Spielberg decided to gather all these books together and publish them. Let's read 2 of these, shall we? Dear E.T., number 1, E.T., I hope you are a nice animal. Number 2, I have seen you at the movie. Number 3, are you a very nice creature? Number 4, E.T., I want you to come over to my house one day. Number 5, I live on Ruby Street. Number 6, call me one day. My phone number is 555-5249. That's a bullshit number, E.T. Don't fall for it. E.T., I love you very much. Number 8, I hope to see you one day. That's from Deanna Marie, 7 years old. Ah, Deanna. Okay. So, on Monday, July 26, 1982, this letter was sent to Steven Spielberg. I'm a little old lady, 73 and a half, and I went to see your movie E.T. I love the movie, but when you pushed my cry button, I lost my 2 contact lenses that I have to wear after cataract surgery. Since they cost $325 each, I thought just maybe you would like to help me pay for 2 new ones. Oh yes, I also had to pay $1.50 senior admission to see the movie. But since I didn't see the whole movie, I'm out that too. It will cost me another $1.50 to see it again. After I lost the lenses, I missed about 20 minutes of the movie. Sincerely, Mrs. Vera Binder. This did not go to small claims court. I'm guessing she is way dead right now, so Spielberg dodged the bullet there. Because E.T. was such a success, people wanted to rip it off and make their own versions of E.T. There were 2, count them, 2 anime versions of E.T. This is Golden Pencil and the Mysterious, also known as Mischievous Alien Prince. It has a number of titles. This is E.T. UFO Alien Ride. This is Batty, the Turkish E.T., which the Starship Enterprise makes an appearance on the poster because they... Over in Turkey, and I'm not slurring a country here, but there's a whole thing about Turkish ripoff cinema is an amazing art form that go into Google and type in Turkish ripoff and watch your head explode. It's amazing. So Batty is the Turkish ET, and of course there's 1987's Mac and Me, which is a McDonald's-funded film. The less said, the better about that. As we all know, of the cast of E.T., Drew Barrymore was not the only one with a substance abuse problem. E.T. himself went in Betty Ford Clinic for a little bit. And after that, E.T. did this public service announcement that was hung in bars. Because when you're shit-faced in a bar, you want to see that looking at you. A weird thing that happened in 1982 was people thought E.T. because, people went so insane for E.T. I can't emphasize this enough. And because of that, people thought E.T. would become this perennial holiday classic, which it is to a certain degree. But they deliberately tried to tie E.T. to Christmas, to make it like E.T. would be the new Santa Claus. So there was E.T. Christmas wrapping. People had E.T. outside of their chambers of commerce. All this kind of E.T. Christmas ornaments, of which I actually hang up every Christmas because I have problems. But the most interesting thing to me is some malls, some shopping malls gave you the choice to choose between getting your picture taken with Santa Claus or getting your picture taken with Santa E.T. This happened. And what I love about this, other than how horrifying it is it's such a fuck you to Universal Studios and their copyrights. No, we're putting drunk Gus in this E.T. costume. But the Christmas fun doesn't end there. This segues nicely into our next portion of the evening, which is, bear with me for 1 second, Christmas songs about E.T.
Santa Claus is here. He's helping Santa fill his sleigh with lots of Christmas cheer. So throw your hands, say your prayers, Santa Claus will soon be there. He's helping Santa Claus is here.
Okay, so that's Marty Merchant with her non-hit E.T.'s Helping Santa Claus, in which Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is hopped up on goofballs or Quaaludes or something. I don't know. He can't fly because his nose won't turn red. So E.T. goes, pops him in the nose. Rudolph's nose goes red. E.T. saves Christmas. And the thing is, this is one of, at my last count, there were at least 32, There were at least 32 songs about E.T., the most notorious of which are Neil Diamond's Heartlight. Neil Diamond had a #1 hit with this, and it wasn't, the thing about Heartlight, that, do you guys know Heartlight? Turn on your Heartlight, yeah. The thing about Heartlight that's so interesting to me is, like, it wasn't designed to be a cash-in like all of these other E.T. songs. Neil Diamond actually saw E.T. and like was so changed by it that he was like, I need to create a song about E.T. So he lists like Burt Bacharach of all people, and they create Heartlight, and the song becomes a #1 hit. It's like, it's insanely good. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Michael Jackson, who, of course, he was super into E.T. He released an album called, it was a storybook album in which he narrated the events of E.T., and it had sound effects and everything. But at the end of the album, there was a song called Someone in the Dark, in which it's given, you know, what happened in Michael Jackson's life later, there's some subtext there. That's all I'm going to say about that. But, there's a whole Alien and Predator meme because of this picture, and whatever. Yeah, but, so they were the two kind of best-known E.T. songs, but things got really, really dark and creepy. So, travel with me now to Germany, where we're going to enjoy a song here as soon as I get it up on my phone. Hello. So basically, this song here, because I can't find it right now. This song here is called Nachhaus Telefonaren, and basically what this song here is, it is a German post-Kraftwerk synthesizer song, and it just goes Nachhaus Telefonen, Nachhaus Telefonen, and it's a guy who's doing an E.T. impersonation, and basically there's this weird disoriented synthy beat in the background. And to me, it sounds like when we saw Dead E.T. in the creek bed earlier, it sounds to me like if instead of Spielberg directed the movie, Werner Herzog did. And like he stopped the movie with E.T. being dead at the creekside, and just the rest of the movie, the other 45 minutes, were like E.T. getting eaten by raccoons and like just kind of slowly getting, you know, dissolving into maggots. And then it becomes a whole statement on the meaningless and pointlessness of life for the kids. So, you know, that one, not so great, but if you believe that life is nothing and you're a nihilist, you'll probably dig it. Now, this next song, however, which I do have that we can listen to, this is Kitty Terry's E.T. Phone Home. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. In 2016, I listened to that song on Spotify more than any other song. 2016, as it was for America, was a shitty year for everyone. My Spotify playlist, the most. I love this song. I don't know. Okay, Kitty Terry, look it up, Spotify that, love that shit. It's fantastic. But what you guys have come for tonight, poor choice of words, what you guys... Yeah. So there are no less than four different E.T. porn parodies out there. I'm not sure what the name of the one on the furthest there is. The one in the middle is E3, the Extra-Testicle. And then more recently, there's E.T. XXX, a Dream Zone parody. This dude looks like Chris Pine. I know it's not, but it looks like Chris Pine. But the most notorious of these is the E.T. of Vagina. One settles of the other world, or especially terrestrian, the extra-terrestrial one. So, yeah, you should be feeling apprehensive right now. So what we're gonna do, this thing is graphic. It's a porn. But what it is E.T. for, I have no idea what, he travels to Victorian England, and how can I put this?
Where can you put this?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Gets violated by everyone in Victorian England. So, I'm not going to show you any of the hardcore stuff because I don't want to get arrested, but no, wait. The band Tobacco, which is a great band, they made a music video. It's only 2 minutes long that is like a safe for work editing of this video. So what I'm going to do now is show you that. Yeah, that's the reaction you should have. Okay. I mean, the music's not working, but I don't even know if you need it at this point. Let's see if we can get some of this up. No pun intended again. Oh, yeah. So here's E.T. arriving in Victorian England. Very confused. I'm going to go off stage and vomit for a minute. That's my favorite, right there, that face. There you go. That's right, E.T. And now they're all saying goodbye to E.T. Oh! She's down. Oh, my God. Bye, E.T. We'll miss you. Okay, so... yeah, so there's that. So here's the thing. Oh, wait, what? Jeez. Okay, so here's the thing. Now, Rule 34 says at least one of you sick fuckers is turned on by that. That's what Rule 34 says. So, yeah, okay. There's nowhere to go from here, so that's it. I would like you all to follow me on Twitter at Bionic Bigfoot and Sci-Fi Explosion. Read my stuff on Den of Geek. Join me at the New York City Queer Comic Fair at Bureau General Services on March 31st, and for Music Video Book Club on April 23rd at the Way Station in Brooklyn. Thank you guys very much. I'm very sorry about that last video. Yeah.
Go to nerdnite.com to find a Nerd Night event near you, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for our latest presentation.